Hi everybody, it's Lethea from Farmview Creators. Today we're going to work on the new fresh cut lavender porch leaner insert. I love this kit because I love this porch leaner. So I am just separating my smaller pieces out, and I'm going to go in on that sign board and just give it 2 good coats of Misty Fjord. I love this light green color. It is just gorgeous. There are 2 little knobs that are going to go on that, and that is so that you can pop the board out of the backboard. I'm going to use my makeup sponges on the lavender and on the words, and I'm going to be blending and doing an ombre effect with 3 purples. The lightest purple is Kale Sprout. The medium purple is called Purple Haze, and the darkest purple is called Eggplant. All 4 of the colors that I've used so far are mineral acrylic paints from Couture, which Christina sells on her website, so be sure to check that out. She also has bundles that are really good. So I just put those colors on, and then I'm taking my little ombre sponge and just blending those together. So you want to work pretty quickly so that you have some wet paint to be able to blend, but it just looks so cute. I love it. And then I decided to use a green that I don't use a lot, but I love. It's just, for some reason, not the first one that I pull out. This is Vintage Moss. It is another mineral acrylic from Couture. Just a really nice, soft green. And I am painting the stems of the lavender, and I kind of taped them off, and then as I was going, I was like, wait a minute, I think this is supposed to be a stem too. So any of the pieces that were more narrow and straight instead of curved, I decided to go in and paint green because I figured those were supposed to be the stems. And I just kind of painted around. I didn't really worry if I went on to one of the purple pieces because I am going to cover that up with the purple. There's my second coat of the Misty Fjord on the knobs and the backboard, and then I'm going to hit the green of the lavender with that Vintage Moss. So pretty. I really need to pull it out more. Getting rid of some of that tape that I still had around, and I'm going in with that Kale Sprout and my makeup sponge, and I am just giving 1 layer across all of the lavender stems. Anything that is not already green, of course. Not really worrying about full or even coverage here, because I'm going to go back and do some sponging, I guess you would call, because it is a makeup sponge on top of that. So I got everything covered with a layer of that, and then I'm going in with my medium purple, which is the Purple Haze, and I am just pouncing on that just randomly. I am getting a lot of it on there because I am going to begin and end with that lightest Kale Sprout. So I just kept going until I felt like I had it the way I wanted it. And then I went in with the next color, which was that Eggplant. Then I got a new little ombre sponge, and I'm blending. So I'm kind of using a circular motion and just blending all of those purples together. And I did that on all of the lavender stems. And then there I am going back in with that lightest to kind of lighten it up. I'm going to do the same thing on that larger backboard piece for the lavender, hitting it with that Purple Haze. And then I'm going to go in with the Eggplant. I'm not doing as much Eggplant as some of the others, and then going back in with that lightest Kale Sprout color before going in and blending. I did the blending with the small ombre brush just because I didn't want it to kind of look like it was squares that I'd pounced around. Then I got a fresh sponge, and I got a little bit of Farmhouse linen chalk style paint from Couture, and I'm brushing it across the edges of the lavender, just again to give it more dimension and really lighten it up a little bit. I hit those words too, just to brighten them, and just going through all the pieces, both sides of the lavender, I just love how it's turning out. It's gorgeous, but it gets better. Here's the Debi's DIY Dark Wax. You know how I feel about it. Going in and distressing everything, especially those green stems, because they needed a little something. And getting the words and the knobs, and I'm going to hit the backboard. And in one spot, I got a little more wax than I really wanted. So I just took my baby wipe and brushed it back, and then I was good to go. Because this is going to sit outside, I am using my Extreme Guard flat top coat from Couture. It is not as matte as the Dead Flat, but it does give more protection. It's thicker. You can tell as you brush it on that it is thicker. So, I mean, when you're going to put something outside, you just want that better protection. And then using my art glitter glue, which you can use on anything, glass, wood, paper, I mean, metal, anything. I was reading up about it. It's really cool. I love this glue because it gives me a little wiggle room. You'll see when I put the lavender together that I kind of move things around, but it has a very strong bond when it dries, and it dries, you know, fairly quickly. You'll see that I hold my pieces together and it is setting up while I'm doing that, and then it's fine. Also does not make my fingers sticky, and I am a very messy crafter, so that matters. There I was just using a car detail paint brush. I think I got them from Amazon, just to kind of clean up some of that glue because I'm impatient and I really want to put it in my backboard really quickly. So just getting that cleaned up and nice and setting it up. I just kind of, you know, laid it around and tried to figure out where I wanted the pieces, where I thought they looked best. You can do them any way you want. And there's the whole set together. Love it. There is the sign in the top of the signpost. There's the lavender in the basket. Oh my word. I love it. Love it. Love it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks.